What will happen if Naruto meets his parents earlier than in canon? And also what will happen if Kyubi becomes his friend earlier than in canon? Will he be able to fulfill his duty and prove that he is the son of the great yellow lightning? Will be able. Welcome to the channel. This is a new title where Kyubi will become Naruto's friend earlier than in the canon. I recommend subscribing to my boosty. Lemon Naruto comes out every day, and you can also choose any fanfic and I will voice it. Thank you. Before watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy watching. Part 1. In a dark alley, a boy of about 9 was lying on the ground. He had wheat hair and blue eyes, and there were 3 mustaches on his face, 3 on each cheek. He was wearing old shorts and a t-shirt. There was a hole in the chest from the tanto. He could barely breathe and remained conscious, and 4 men in chunin vests stood around him. What is all this for? What did I do to these residents? These were the boy's thoughts. But really, why was this boy pierced with a tanto and left to die? The fact is that the boy is an orphan. Well, you tell me, orphan, why kill right away? But there's another reason. The guy is the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed demon fox who 9 years ago destroyed Konoha and killed the 4th Hokage and his wife, as well as many other residents including shinobi. Therefore, almost all the residents hated the new Jinchuriki, who was Naruto Uzumaki, the same boy who is now slowly dying. At first it didn't come to this, just insults and looks full of hatred, but when Naruto entered the academy, complete hell began. Not only did the teachers lower the child's grades, but they also humiliated him in front of the entire class. The boy was scared. He was afraid that the residents might take active action. And they moved on. Today is October 10th, the birthday of Uzumaki Naruto, and the day of victory over Kyubi. And it was just a terrible day. At first, they began to insult the boy much more strongly than before, throwing stones and bottles at him. And in the evening, when the boy was walking home, they pushed him into an alley and began to brutally beat him. They beat me to their heart's content. With hands, feet, sticks and stones, they beat him on the head, stomach, arms and legs, but the boy endured and did not even utter a sound. Suddenly one of the men took Uzumaki by the throat and once again thrust the tanto into the boy's chest. There is no place in the world for someone like you. The chunin spat out the words and released the boy, and the whole gang left laughing loudly. The boy had already lost consciousness and closed his eyes. Naruto's subconscious. The boy found himself in an unknown place. He felt like he was lying in water, but his clothes were dry. He stood up and saw bare walls, and only in the distance did he see golden rods. The boy approached the bars and walked through them. There he saw only a huge fox with 9 tails who looked attentively at the boy with his red eyes with animal pupils. The boy did not utter a word, but simply walked up to the fox and fell into his soft fur and gave free rein to his tears. He buried himself in the fox's skin and roared. He gave vent to his feelings and could not calm them down. Kyubi was not even surprised, but simply hugged him with his tail and allowed the boy to calm down. While the boy cried, Kyubi treated his wounds and kept the child alive. The fox was ashamed, because it was because of him that the boy was hated so much. Because of him Naruto had no protection in the form of his parents. Because he attacked the village and killed his parents. Yes, not of his own free will, but he still killed. And from that day on, he decided that he would give the boy his care, he would become his best friend, he would become his family. It would be good if he could talk to his parents, and they would pass on their knowledge to him. And then Kyubi remembered that Minato sealed in his son not only the Kyubi himself, but also his and Kushina's chakra. But they will only appear if something happens to the seal, something bad. But he wasn't going to force Naruto. He could of course try to call these two himself. You just need to pour enough chakra into the seal. The main thing is that the boy does not get hurt. Kyubi began to pour his chakra into the seal little by little, and within 5 minutes the silhouettes of a man and a woman began to appear near the fox. When they fully appeared, a tall man with blonde hair and blue eyes appeared to the fox. He was wearing a white cloak with the inscription, 4th Hokage. Standing nearby was a woman with fiery red hair and violet eyes. Where is Naruto, Kyubi? Minato asked, looking around. The fox just chuckled and raised his tail, where the boy was crying, buried in the fox's fur. Naruto! Kushina called him. The boy suddenly stopped crying and looked at the woman. She ran up to him and sat down on her knees and hugged Naruto. Lord, son, what happened to you? The girl asked, seeing her son's condition. Mom? Naruto asked quietly. Yes, Mitsuki, I am your mother. Kushina answered. Naruto cried even harder and grabbed the girl in a death hug and buried himself in her shoulder and shed tears. Minato walked up to them and sat down on one knee and hugged them. They sat and hugged while Naruto cried. After a long hug, Minato looked at Kyubi. Don't look at me like that, Minato. It's because of me that they hate him so much. I wanted to atone for the crime somehow, said the demon fox. Do you think I will trust you, Kyubi? Minato narrowed his eyes. Do you want to see what the people of your village did with it? Kyubi asked. What do you mean? Minato asked. Kyubi showed Minato Naruto's life in the village, the eternal insults and bullying. And of course he showed the last case, which is why Kyubi called Minato and Kushina. Now I understand, Namikaze, what were you defending? I don't think you wanted your son to live like this, said the fox. Minato clenched his fist so much that his knuckles turned white and his nails dug into his palm, while Kushina also saw these memories and hugged her son tighter. Why do you need this? Kushina asked. I said, because of me he didn't receive your love, because of me all this happened, I did it for him, not for myself. He just said. Are you serious? The woman was surprised. I am always serious, Kushina. Your son is strong in spirit. If you pass on to him your skills and memories of techniques, fighting styles, and all your knowledge, coupled with his perseverance and willpower, he will become a great shinobi, and I will be his to help. Kyubi said. I didn't expect this from you. Minato smiled. I'm not just a clod of chakra and hatred. Fourth, I also have feelings and a soul. He just said. Ka-san, Tu-san, tell us how you met. Naruto asked. So several hours passed. Minato and Kushina told Naruto a lot, and Kyubi sometimes complimented the story and sometimes joked. And Naruto admired that such great people were his parents. He was proud of his parents and his inheritance. Naruto, please forgive us that your life is like this. I didn't think that everything would happen like this. Minato apologized. It's okay, Tu-san, it's not your fault. Because you couldn't know that this would happen, I don't blame you. I decided, I will become the new Hokage and prove to everyone that I am the inheritance of the yellow lightning of Konoha. Naruto stated firmly. I believe, son, and so that you can achieve your goal, we will give you our knowledge, use it wisely. Kushina said and kissed Naruto on the forehead. Minato poked the boy's forehead with 2 fingers, index and middle, which were connected together. After these actions, the boy had a headache, but it quickly passed. He looked at his parents and saw that they began to disappear. Looks like it's time for us to say goodbye. Minato smiled sadly. Ka-san, Tu-san. He looked at them. Kushina walked up to Naruto and hugged him. I'm sorry, Naruto, that we can't be with you. Know that we love you very much and we're waiting for you so much and couldn't wait for you to be born. Wash yourself every day, eat healthy food, find true friends, and a girl like me. I love you, son. Kushina also cried with her son. Minato also came up and put his hand on his son's head. Naruto, if you meet Jiraiya, ask to be his student, he can teach you a lot. I believe in you, son, you will become a worthy shinobi. I would say something else, but your mother is such a talker that I have nothing to say. Minato smiled. They hugged until Naruto felt that he was hugging the air. And opening his eyes, he saw golden particles that disappeared a second later. I will do my best not to disgrace you, Naruto whispered and clenched his fists. Naruto turned around and looked at the fox who was looking at him. Will you help me, Kyubi-san? Asked the boy. Let's go without these suffixes and just say it to you. And by the way, my name is Kurama, and yes, I will help you. The fox nodded. Nice to meet you, Kurama. I am Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki, and I will become the strongest shinobi worthy of my parents. Naruto smiled from ear to ear. The fox smiled too, and they both laughed. Real world. The next day, Naruto woke up from the intense rays of the sun that made their way through the window, and the nasty smell of medicine hit his nose. He realized that he was in the hospital. I finally woke up. Naruto heard a voice. Looking to the left, he saw a man with white hair, a half-face mask and a protector that covered his left eye. He was wearing a jounin vest.
Sorry,
who are you?
I forgot to introduce myself.
Naruto asked. My name is Kakashi Hatake. Yesterday I found you in an alley in a pool of blood and brought you here. How are you feeling? He asked, putting the book away. Kakashi? So this is my dad's student. Naruto thought, and then decided to answer. Everything is fine, thank you for saving me. You're welcome. What's your name? Hatake asked. Naruto Uzumaki, nice to meet you, said the boy. And I'm pleased too, get well then, and it's time for me to go. Kakashi smiled with his eyes and left. Naruto, your body has already fully recovered, so we better leave now, Kurama said in Naruto's head. Naruto nodded and began to change his clothes, only his clothes became even worse, many holes from wounds and blood stains. So what should I do now? I don't even have money to buy new clothes, Naruto thought. There is one option, we will find your parents' house. But how do we get into it? I don't have the keys, Naruto asked in his thoughts. Kushina was a fuinjutsu master, so your house is locked not with a key, but with a seal, and the house is surrounded by a barrier. He will let you through since you are an Uzumaki, and Kushina's son, so don't worry, he just said. Naruto nodded and jumped out the window and ran in the direction where Kurama said. 10 minutes later, Naruto reached a large red house with a beautiful garden and a personal training ground. Well, with God, Naruto said, and looking around, he pushed the gate. The barrier did not interfere and let the young Uzumaki through. Great, now we can safely go into the house, Kurama said. Naruto nodded and pushed the door into the house. It calmly opened and Kushina's son entered the house. Everything in the house was perfectly clean, despite the fact that no one had come here for 9 years. As Kurama explained, almost everything here has fuin on it, and that's why this house is so clean. Minato and Kushina kept money and jewelry in the basement. There you will also find your father's armory. There must be something that your father mastered perfectly. And believe me, he mastered all the weapons simply perfectly, said the fox. Naruto nodded and began to look for the door to the basement. The house was very large. While Naruto was looking for the right door, he managed to count several rooms. Finally finding the right door, Naruto went down to the basement, and there were 2 more doors. Opening the one on the left, he saw a library. There were many scrolls and books, and there were also safes. We'll come here later, go through the second door, Kurama said. Naruto did just that. Entering the second room, he saw a lot of weapons, katanas, tantos, even nunchucks, but what surprised him most was the scythe that was hanging on the wall. My father owned a scythe? Naruto asked, looking her over. Yes, but he didn't want to carry her on his back, so he preferred kunai, Kurama replied. Naruto took the scythe from the wall and turned it over in his hands. It was very light that even such an ordinary physically weak Naruto was able to lift it and calmly twirl it in his hands. I know what I want. Uzumaki smiled. Do you want to master the scythe? Kurama asked. Yes, since my father owned it, then he must have scrolls using it, Naruto concluded. Most likely he is in the library, Kurama said. Naruto nodded and hung his scythe back on the wall for now. He also noticed several boxes and opened one of them. The box was full of 3-bladed kunai with a yellow handle. These are your father's kunai, but without the seal of the Thunder God. There are 6 boxes to the top filled with kunai. This should last for a long time, Kurama prompted. Naruto smiled and closed the box. Next, he saw an armor rack, and on it hung an orange cloak with the kanji for Prince on the back, and the hem of the cloak was decorated with tongues of black flame. It had short sleeves also decorated as a hem. Kushina knitted this cloak for you when she found out that she was pregnant. She wanted to give it to you for decades, that is, today, Kurama said. Naruto took the cloak off the stand and put it on. There was a cheerful mirror on the wall, and he looked into it. The cloak was on him like a glove, although on the counter it seemed a little larger. Kushina put a lot of seals on it. It keeps you warm in winter, doesn't get wet in the rain, and always fits you. Kurama explained. Naruto smiled sadly, and took off his cloak and hung it up again. He decided that he would wear it when he became a genin. In the meantime, he decided to take some money and buy clothes, since he knew a good store that sold almost everything, and the owner of this store always treated Naruto well, and sometimes even gave a small discount. Naruto, you and I have 3 years until you graduate from the academy, during which time you should become stronger than before, so after you buy clothes, we will return here and you will sit down to study scrolls from the library. Since your chakra has been awakened since birth and flows through the chakra channels, it will be easier for you to control it, and within a year we will increase your control. And then we will sit down to study the techniques. Kurama said. I understand, now my new life will begin. Uzumaki smiled. 3 years later. 3 years have passed since Naruto learned the truth. As Kurama said, the first year was theory, studying scrolls and books. Naruto's parents' library was easy for the latter. He was not a stupid child, and inherited genius and curiosity from his father. He inherited his character from his mother. Uzumaki were very energetic and could rarely sit in one place. They also had an explosive temper. But Naruto was not a gift. But he could control himself and continue to sit in the library all day. Also thanks to his genes, he rose in the study of Fuinjutsu. Not like his mother, of course, who can literally destroy Konoha with one seal. But that's also good. After a year of studying scrolls and books, Kurama finally allowed him to train with chakra. They also trained physical training during breaks from books. Therefore, at 11, Naruto had a good physique. Along with chakra, Naruto began to study kenjutsu with a scythe. He was obsessed with the idea of becoming a master of kenjutsu with this particular weapon. He himself didn't understand why he was so drawn to this type of weapon, but he just liked it, and the boy had talent, and the scythe literally danced like a deadly tanto in the boy's hands after 6 months of training. Even despite the fact that the scythe was higher Uzumaki twice. He also figured out how to carry it around without attracting everyone's attention. He simply learned the sealing technique and put a seal on his palm. Now, if necessary, he will be able to pour chakra into the seal and pull out his weapon in a split second, and in training he has honed this skill at the level of reflexes. He also began to study techniques. He had only one element, lightning, but he was not upset. He only noticed that now he could go deeper into the study of this element, and not waste time and energy on studying other elements. Fortunately, the library had many elemental techniques and Naruto began to study them. But most of all he paid attention to the rinnegan and hinata, since these are his father's signature techniques, and no one can study the rinnegan due to the lack of instructions, but Minato wrote everything down on a separate scroll and put it in the home library, although the third Hokage repeatedly asked Minato add it to the Hokage scroll where the techniques of previous Hokages were stored. It took Naruto 2 weeks to study the rinnegan, and the hinata took much more time. He studied this technique for almost a year and a half. It took 6 months only for the seal itself, since Minato's seals simply do not fit, and only half a year later when he was able to create his own seal, which meant love and family. Next, he applied these seals to the kunai that were in his father's armory and began to train the technique itself. And before graduating from the academy, he could teleport about 10 kilometers, which is not weak, although Minato could teleport far from 150 kilometers, or even more. Now Naruto is sitting at his desk and writing the exam. If it weren't for the library in which he sometimes fell asleep with a book in his hands, he would not have passed this exam. But now he calmly wrote everything and, having passed it, went to the training ground. Half an hour later the others arrived and sparring began. The level was not bad for future genin, but it was still weak. Naruto Uzumaki vs. Sasuke Uchiha, Iruka announced. Those names stood opposite each other and made a seal of concentration. Let's start. Sasuke immediately took off and wanted to kick him in the head, but Naruto put his hand up and blocked the blow. With his other hand Naruto grabbed our Uchiha and made a sweep, but the Uchiha managed to get up and attacked again. They exchanged blows for a little over 5 minutes, until Naruto dove under the Uchiha and struck him in the chest with his palm, thereby placing a seal of immobilization. Having formed the seal of concentration, the Uchiha was unable to move. "We're done, this seal won't let him move," Naruto said. Winner Naruto Uzumaki. Many girls from the class began to be indignant that this was unfair, etc. But Iruka was one of the few people in the village who did not hate Naruto, but rather supported him, so he stopped the protests that were starting and told everyone to go into the class. There he called students one by one and asked them to demonstrate entry-level techniques: illusory clones, replacement, and transformations. Half passed the techniques and received their bandages. "Naruto, show me the illusory clones," Iruka said. Naruto nodded and made a cross seal, and a shadow clone appeared next to him. Naruto felt that there was no point in showing illusory clones when he could use shadow ones. "Not bad, Naruto, keep your headband, assignment is tomorrow at 9, don't be late." Having said that, Iruka handed over a blue bandage. Naruto took it and, smiling, walked down the street, or rather to the Hokage. The day has come when he became a genin and has every right to the inheritance of his parents. At home in the safe, he found the parents' will, which was drawn up when the parents first learned that they would have a child. Minato and Kushina bequeathed Naruto a house, a large sum of money in the bank, and Kushina also stated that in the event of the death of a girl, Naruto Uzumaki upon achieving the rank of genin becomes the rightful prince of the Uzumaki clan, and upon achieving the rank of Jonin becomes its head. It was right after the exam that Naruto decided to tell Old Man Third that he knew everything and he wanted to take back his inheritance. He entered the Hokage's office and saw an old man sitting at the table and sorting through papers. "Hello Naruto, did you want something? And by the way, congratulations on becoming a genin." The old man smiled when he saw the bandage on Naruto's head. "Yes, Hokage-sama, I wanted to discuss something, but I want to do it in private," Naruto said. "We're alone, Naruto," Hiruzen said. "I can feel the chakra of your guards, so can you please tell them to leave you for a while?" Naruto asked. Hiruzen looked at Naruto for a long time and then nodded. And Naruto felt the ANBU disappear. "So what did you want, Naruto? Read this document, and you will understand." Having said, Uzumaki placed his parents' will on the table, with Minato's signature as Hokage. Hiruzen studied the document for a long time, and his eyes widened in surprise. Carefully placing the document on the edge of the table, Hiruzen looked at Naruto. "So you know?" the Hokage just said. "I know, old man, and I can't understand why you hid it from me," Naruto said and sat down opposite the Hokage. "Your father had many enemies, and therefore at the Council of Clans it was decided not to tell anyone whose son you are and to give you your mother's surname. You would have been told the truth when you became a Chunin, but we didn't think that you would find out everything before." "Let me ask you, how did you know?" Hiruzen asked. "I have long thought about my origin and began to collect facts. The Uzumaki clan has long died out, and the last Uzumaki lived in Konoha. This is the wife of the first Hokage and the wife of the fourth Hokage. But since Mito Uzumaki died quite a long time ago, the only option left is Kushina Uzumaki, the wife of the fourth. Also, my birthday coincides with the date of death of the Hokage and his wife. Also, my resemblance to my father, hair and eyes, as well as some facial features were identical to those of the fourth. Adding up all these facts, I came to the conclusion about my parents, and I found the will in my parents' house. I found it purely by accident." Uzumaki lied. "That's right, you are very smart, Naruto. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you the truth." Hiruzen apologized. "Old man, I understand your situation, but still I want to get my inheritance. According to the will, upon the death of my parents, upon reaching the rank of genin, I should receive everything that my parents had and I'd become the prince of the Uzumaki clan. I hope you can fulfill this," Naruto asked. "Of course, Naruto, I will do everything. Tomorrow after the assignment and meeting the sensei, come to me, I will prepare everything," Hiruzen said. "Thank you, Hokage-sama, I knew you would help." Naruto smiled and left the office. "Well done, Naruto," Kurama praised the boy. Thank you, I didn't think that he would believe my words. Naruto grinned. It's good that you believed it, and didn't call someone from Yamanaka to test your memory, Kurama said. In any case, we achieved our goal and now I can officially live in my parents' house, but most likely they won't give me my father's last name, at least for now. Your father truly had many enemies. I don't think you should take his surname. You are the last representative of the Uzumaki clan, and a double surname can deprive you of the status of a prince, Kurama said. I see. Naruto drawled and went home. The next day, Naruto sat in the classroom and looked out the window. Everyone had already gathered. All that was left was to wait for Iruka and he would announce the teams. Naruto was wearing a raincoat that his mother had sewn for him. Under the raincoat was an all-black light tracksuit. When he entered the class in this form, everyone was surprised, especially the inscription on the back. I wonder who I'll end up with. The Uchiha will definitely be on your team. After all, he is the last of his clan, and you are a Jinchuriki, so most likely you will be given a strong sensei to train and protect you, Kurama suggested. Sasuke means he doesn't communicate with anyone, and after yesterday he looks at me strangely, he said in his thoughts. Yesterday you put an immobilization stamp on him and one without even straining. He doesn't like that the one who pretended to be stupid throughout the academy suddenly became so strong, although he didn't even see half of it. Kyubi grinned. Envy is a bad feeling. Naruto smiled. The fox just laughed at this. Iruka just entered the classroom. Good morning and congratulations on graduating from the academy. Then the adult life of a shinobi awaits you. I am sincerely happy for each of you and proud to have been your teacher. And now I will name the list of teams and your sensei, Iruka said and took the list out of his pocket and began to read. And the last team number 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Haruno Sakura and Naruto Uzumaki. Your sensei Kakashi Hatake. That's all, wait for your mentors, and all the best to everyone. Iruka finished and left. Asuma Sarutobi and Yuhi Kurenai immediately entered the classroom and took their teams. An hour later, all the teams were taken away, only the 7th was left. Where is our sensei? Sakura was indignant. Maybe you'll shut up already? You won't let me sleep! Naruto shouted, lifting his head from his desk. Shut up, Uzumaki, he dressed like a clown, and also thinks he's a prince. Sakura shouted at him. Naruto was about to get up and teach the impudent girl how to talk normally, but at that moment Kakashi walked in. I can hear you from the corridor, let's go to the roof, Kakashi said and disappeared into smoke. Sasuke and Sakura left the class and went to the roof. Naruto grinned and jumped out the window and walked along the wall to the roof. He found himself behind Kakashi, who noticed him but did not show it. Hello, Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi turned and smiled with his eye. I see you have excellent chakra control, Naruto, Kakashi said, looking away from his book. Just like your father, Kakashi-sensei. He smiled. How long have you known? The Jounin hid his surprise. Quite a long time ago, sensei. Naruto nodded and sat down on the step in front of Kakashi. At that moment, the remaining members of team number 7 arrived on the roof. How did you end up here? Haruno shouted when she saw Naruto. You don't need to know this, Naruto said. Oh, you. Calm down, sit down already, Kakashi said. Sakura shut up and sat down on the step next to Sasuke. He did not pay attention to the squabble of his teammates, and, as usual, sat with a gloomy face. So tell us about yourself, what you like, don't like, dreams and goals. Kakashi began. Set an example, please, said Sakura. Kakashi raised his eyes to the sky and sighed heavily. My name is Hatake Kakashi, I like and dislike, there is no such thing, I will leave my dreams and goals to myself, Kakashi said. But he didn't say anything other than his name. Sakura muttered. Meanwhile Naruto decided to start. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I love ramen and training, I don't like arrogant people and those who betray their friends, I have no dreams, the goal is to become Hokage. Naruto told about himself. Okay, you're next. Kakashi pointed at Sasuke. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I love a little. I don't like a lot of things. I have no dreams. But my goal is to find one person and kill him," said the Uchiha. You're next. My name is Sakura Haruno. I love you." She glanced at the Uchiha. "I don't like Naruto, my dream." Again looking at Sasuke. "The goal is to become a great doctor." "I see, then I'll meet you tomorrow at training ground number 7 at 5 in the morning. Oh, and don't eat anything or you'll throw up because you have an exam," Kakashi said simply. "Exam? But we have already passed the Genin exam." In the end, Haruno decided to shout. "All you handed over were useless clones, and what was the name of the first Hokage? Tomorrow there will be survival tests, and then I will understand whether you are suitable for this profession or not. Until tomorrow." Kakashi said this and disappeared. Naruto stood up and walked over to the railing. "I advise you to come at 10 o'clock, he will be late again." The last thing he said and jumped over the railing and flew down. The teammates looked down and saw Naruto land safely and walk home. The next day. Test site number 7. Naruto slowly walked towards the training ground and talked with Kakashi, whom he accidentally met along the way. "Kakashi-sensei, yesterday I advised them to come at 10, but I doubt that they listened to my advice," Naruto said, holding his hands in his coat pockets. "They don't take you seriously?" Kakashi simply asked, wondering what the team could be. "Yeah, I used to pretend to be a fool and didn't show my abilities." Naruto grinned. "Well, they will have to take you seriously." Kakashi chuckled, and they just approached the training ground. They saw 2 genin lying on the grass and sleeping. "I'm not surprised." Naruto chuckled. "Since they fell asleep, it means they came a long time ago and got up early, and they did not listen to your advice." Kakashi nodded. "As I said?" Uzumaki exhaled. "Rise." Approaching them, Kakashi shouted, and saw how the sleeping genin jumped up sharply, and looked at their sensei and at Naruto, who was standing nearby, and Kakashi decided to explain the essence of the test, when suddenly, "You're late. We've been sitting here for 5 hours already." "And you, Naruto, why are you late?" Sakura shouted. "And I told you to come at 10, you didn't listen to me, and I wasn't late, I came with sensei," Naruto said. "He's right, Sakura, you should have listened to him." "Well, not about that now, I have a test for you," Kakashi said. "What test?" Sakura asked. "I have 2 bells. Before lunch you will have to pick them up from me, or you will return to the academy," Kakashi said, showing the bells on the red thread. "But there are only 2 of them, and there are 3 of us," Sakura noted. "One of you will return to the academy in any case. It all depends on you. You have until lunch. Let's start," Kakashi shouted, and the 3 genin disappeared from sight. Grunting, Kakashi took out his book and began to expect the attack. Meanwhile, Naruto was sitting on a tree branch, thinking about what to do. Minato at one time conducted the same test for Kakashi himself and his team. He told Kushina about its essence. And the essence is teamwork. The 3 of you have no chance against Kakashi because he is the strongest jounin of Konoha, which means he hopes that you will work in a team. Kurama explained. "So I need to talk to these 2. Naruto clicked his tongue and created 2 clones. "Do you think they will agree?" Kurama asked. "I don't know, I hope that the Uchiha is not stupid." Naruto chuckled. A few minutes later the memories from the clones came. Naruto held back a sigh. Sakura and Sasuke refused help. "Kurama, what chance do I have against Kakashi?" Naruto asked his furry friend. Not too much, but about 30% if you fight in open combat with a scythe. 40% with technicians," Kurama said. "Well, if we don't try, we won't find out." Naruto smiled and jumped off the branch right in front of Kakashi. "What is he up to?" Sasuke thought as he watched the Uzumaki's actions. "Have you decided to act alone?" Kakashi asked. "They refused to help. Well, I have nothing to lose," Naruto said, and a scythe appeared in his hand in golden lightning. "Braid?" Sasuke and Kakashi were surprised. Naruto twirled his braid over his head and stood in a stance. "Well, Kakashi-sensei, you'll have to put the book down," Naruto said. This look. Exactly the same as the sensei's, he is absolutely serious. Kakashi thought, putting the book away. A few seconds later, Naruto rushed into battle, raising his scythe to strike, but Kakashi managed to jump back and avoid being hit by blows that could have been fatal. Unlike katanas or tantos, a scythe is a more deadly weapon, and from one blow you can die and not even feel it, and if it is in the right hands, then consider that you have lost in the battle. And Kakashi noticed that Naruto controls the weapon very well and strikes so that it is difficult to dodge them. Here is another blow where Naruto grabbed the very edge of the handle with one hand and delivers a blow that almost reached him. But he substituted a kunai and stopped the weapon, but the scythe still tore his mask. Not bad, Naruto. I see you gave all your time to learn how to fight with such a weapon. Kakashi grinned. The scythe is a dangerous and effective weapon, but unfortunately very few shinobi prefer such a difficult-to-use weapon. Only Madara Uchiha was able to achieve simply incredible results. Naruto said. Are you planning to surpass him in that? Kakashi asked, parrying another blow. Of course, I don't use gunbai, and therefore I can fight with both hands, and this is easier. Naruto nodded. Naruto jumped away from Kakashi and took out his kunai and threw it at the target, but Kakashi dodged and it stuck in the tree behind the jounin. Not bad. Kakashi chuckled and glanced at the kunai. His visible eye widened when he saw a kunai with 3 blades, a yellow handle and a seal on it. An instant later, Naruto was near Kakashi. He did not have time to react and was hit by a scythe, but the weapon only pierced his shin. Naruto already thought that he was able to reach Kakashi, but suddenly Hatake disappeared in the smoke and in his place was a log. Cursing, Naruto pulled out a kunai from the tree and put it in the bag. Where is he? Naruto thought as he looked around and held his scythes at the ready. He takes care of your teammates, Kurama said. Suddenly a girl's squeal was heard from the forest, and the next minute Kakashi came out of the forest with 2 genin in his arms. Lost so quickly? Naruto was surprised. Sakura didn't even try to do anything, and Uchiha is quite good at taijutsu, but still lost. Kakashi said, putting the children on the ground. Well, shall we continue? Naruto asked, twirling his braid. Kakashi nodded and they clashed in battle again. In 15 minutes. Naruto sat on the ground and breathed heavily. His scythe was stuck in the ground, and Kakashi stood next to him and looked at the Uzumaki. Very good, Naruto, very good for your age. Kakashi praised him. But I still lost. Naruto breathed out. Did you think that you would defeat me so easily? Don't forget that I am an elite jounin of Konoha and your father's student. He taught me a lot. You still have room to grow, Kakashi said. At that moment, Sasuke and Sakura woke up. We finally woke up. I'm very disappointed, Kakashi said. Uchiha and Harino stared at their sensei. What do you think is the most important thing in a team? Kakashi asked. Sasuke was in a bad position and decided to ask, so what? Teamwork. As I know, Naruto offered you to work as a team, so why did you refuse? Kakashi asked. But you yourself said that only 2 will pass, Sakura said quietly. This is the essence of the test. Okay, I will give you one more chance, but I will tie Sakura to a pole and you are not allowed to feed her, Kakashi said. Afterwards, he tied the pink-haired girl to a post and left a bento for the 2 guys and left somewhere. While Naruto and Sasuke were eating, Sakura's stomach began to growl. Naruto sighed and got up from the grass and walked up to the girl and handed her the chopsticks with rice. Open your mouth, Uzumaki ordered. Why? Harino asked in surprise. I will feed you, Naruto said. But he forbade doing this. She was unsure. He's gone right now, and a hungry you will cause more problems than a well-fed one. But it's better than nothing. The Uchiha joined in. While they were feeding, Kakashi suddenly appeared. I told you not to feed her, Hatake shouted. A hungry person is of no use, Kakashi-sensei. We needed to feed her, especially since we are a team, and you are a jounin. Naruto took the floor. Kakashi looked at the team for a long time, and then he smiled with his eye and said, You passed! Team number 7 froze in surprise, and then beamed with happiness, and Kakashi decided to explain. As Naruto said, you are a team and must take care of each other, because the one who violates orders is trash, but the one who abandons his comrades is even worse than trash. Tomorrow I'll be waiting for you near the residence at 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't worry, I won't be late. Kakashi said and disappeared. I'll go too. Naruto said and disappeared in a golden flash. Part 2. A month has passed since the newly minted genin began carrying out missions, but it's clear that no one will give genin missions higher than D rank, and our team is no exception. They carried out these missions for a whole month. Kakashi explained this by saying that they needed to improve teamwork, and these missions would help with this. Naruto himself, after missions, went to the training ground where he continued to hone his skills in kenjutsu, and he also learned to channel lightning chakra through his scythe to make his weapons more effective. So far it hasn't worked out very well, but the boy doesn't give up. Relations with the team were SOSO. Uchiha was only thinking about his revenge on his brother, which is why he almost didn't talk to the team. Sakura did nothing but run after Sasuke and tried to invite him on a date. Naruto, of course, tried to establish contact with them, but it turned out SOSO. But the boy again did not give up. He understood that without a team it would be difficult to move forward. And then one day, even the calm Naruto got tired of D-rank missions. Hokage-sama, give me a normal mission already. Uzumaki shouted when their team was about to be given another mission to find a runaway cat. Naruto! Calm down, you're in the Hokage's office, shouted Irika, who was in the office. That's enough, Irika. Kakashi, is your team ready for a C-rank mission? Hiruzen asked. I think yes, it's time for them to carry out normal missions. Kakashi nodded. Okay, your task is to escort the bridge builder to the land of waves. Invite Tazuna-san here, said the Hokage. The genin perked up when they heard that they would be able to go beyond the borders of Konoha. An old man came into the office with such a fume that Naruto began to feel nauseous. And these genin will protect me? Especially this blonde guy, is he even a shinobi? Asked the old man. Tazuna-san, you have nothing to worry about this year's best team, especially since Konoha's elite jonin will be going with you, so you have nothing to worry about. Hiruzen smiled. Exo, I'll meet you at the western gate in an hour, said the old man and walked out on unsteady legs. Go home and collect everything you need. Kakashi ordered and disappeared, followed by Naruto. Shunshin? No. This is Hiraishin. It looks like Naruto was able to learn Minato's technique. Hiruzen was surprised to see a golden flash when Naruto disappeared. Sasuke and Sakura stood near the gate, waiting for Kakashi, Naruto, and the customer. A few minutes later Naruto arrived without any bags. Naruto, where are your things? We're not leaving for a day, asked Hiruno. All the things I need are always with me, Sakura. I have sealed everything in my seals on my hand and carry it with me. If you want, I will put the same seals on you so that you don't have to go with bags. If we are attacked, you will need strength, and with full bags you will spend them nowhere. Naruto answered calmly. Sakura was about to say something, but suddenly the Uchiha approached Uzumaki. I think you're right, Yujiro Tonkachi, the Uchiha said in his own manner and extended his hand. The Uzumaki smiled and, using Sasuke's blood, drew a seal. After Naruto folded several seals, the hieroglyphs on Sasuke's hand shrank into a small spiral. Then he explained how to seal and print out the necessary things. Well, Sakura? Naruto asked. Sakura muttered something, but walked up to Naruto, and he did the same manipulations as with Sasuke. After another 5 minutes, Kakashi and Tazuna arrived. Where are your things? We're going away for more than a week, Kakashi asked. I sealed all the things in a seal on my hands, and also drew the same seals for my teammates, Naruto said. Smart, thanks to this you will save strength for a sudden battle. Kakashi praised them. When they showed their mission pass to the guards at the checkpoint, they finally left the walls of their native village and hit the road. The weather was simply beautiful outside. The bright sun was shining and warmed the genin with its warmth. Naruto enjoyed the moment of freedom. But suddenly he saw a puddle. Puddle? There was not a cloud outside, and it had not rained for more than 2 weeks. He was surprised, preparing for defense. He glanced at Kakashi, who also noticed the puddle. Sasuke also suspected something. Sakura was serene and chattered about something with the customer, and he answered reluctantly. Naruto approached Sasuke. 2 centers of chakra come from this puddle. You take one, I take the second. We try not to interfere with each other. Naruto whispered in his ear. Okay. The Uchiha nodded. Sasuke now understood very well that Naruto had a developed mindset, and seeing his fight against Kakashi on their first day, he could say with confidence that he could trust his back, even if Sasuke himself did not want it. Having walked past the puddle for some distance, Shinobi jumped out of it. They had 2 gloves connected to each other by a chain with cutters. They wrapped a chain around Kakashi and tore him apart. But Naruto managed to notice how he used the replace technique. Sakura squealed in fear, Naruto quickly unsealed his scythe, and Sasuke took out a kunai. Sasuke is your first, my left, Sakura, guard the customer. Naruto took command. Sasuke nodded and ran towards the right opponent. Naruto also ran, twirling his scythe above his head and with one swing cut the chains between the renegades. Naruto jumped up and swinging his scythe, hit him in the leg. The shinobi twisted in pain and he fell on his back. Naruto came up and, swinging his scythe, cut the shinobi's throat. He began to struggle in his death throes, suffocate and die. Naruto's hands began to shake. He just killed a man. Yes, he is a renegade shinobi, but still a man who had the right to life. But Naruto just took this right away from him with his own hands and killed him. Naruto, I understand your emotions, but you must understand the main rule of a shinobi: either you kill or you are killed. You'll get used to it. Kurama began to calm him down. I understand, but I'm still scared, Naruto said, squeezing the hilt of his scythe. Everything is fine, Naruto. Kushina also trembled and cried after her first kill, but then she got used to it. You should get used to it too. Naruto nodded and turned to Sasuke, who had already knocked out his opponent. You didn't kill him? Naruto asked, walking up to the Uchiha. No, we have to find out why they attacked. Sasuke looked at him and fell into shock. There was blood on Naruto's face, but it wasn't the blood of the Uzumaki himself. Blood was dripping from the tip of his scythe, and behind Naruto lay a shinobi with his throat slit. One thing is enough for us to interrogate, am I right, Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked. Hatake himself came out from behind the tree with a grin on his face. Well done, you were able to deal with 2 shinobi, I'm proud of you, but you upset Sakura, Kakashi said. Sakura lowered her head and the guys smiled. I'll take this guy and interrogate him, while you rest, Kakashi said, and took the renegade and went somewhere. Naruto sealed the scythe and unsealed a bottle of water and napkins. Having wet them, he began to wash his face from someone else's blood. He also handed the bottle to the Uchiha to quench his thirst. Throwing away the bloody napkins, he drank the water himself and gave the half-empty container to Sakura. A few minutes later, Kakashi came out without a shinobi. Anger could be read in his gaze. Tazuna-san, no want to whether explain why an you hunt shinobi ranked Chunin? These 2 were brothers demons from hidden fogs. They had rank Chunin when left the fog. His mission has outgrown with rank on in. Perhaps even on explain. Demanded have some porridge. Okay, I understood. Case V volume what my country very poor and after Togo how power captured shipowner Gato at us almost not left money and for payment missions more high rank us just not enough. But when I'll finish the construction bridge all mustings are going well. But Gato is not happy that his business could collapse, so he decided to hire a shinobi. Tazuna said. You could tell all situation 3rd Hokage and he would has entered V position, but you decided not bother how V in the end subjected the dangers of my students, 2 of whom were the last to represent the great clans, Uzumaki and Uchiha. I can't even imagine what the Hokage would do to your country. I hope you understand that we can abandon the mission and leave you to get to the land of waves on your own. Kakashi couldn't resist. I understand this and not will you blame me. I'll try get there before his countries. Me can kill, and then my daughter and grandson will remain without support and will hate Konoha. Began press on a pity old man cannot press on. It's a pity that some people will hate him and won't care, but I will give a choice to my students, because they were the ones you wanted to set up. The decision is yours. We can continue the mission, but it may be too dangerous, because we don't know who Gato can hire more, but we can finish here and leave and we won't get credited. Decide. Kakashi said. I think us need to continue mission, this great experience understand real missions outside villages, said yours opinion Sasuke. I same so I think we can gain the experience we need so much. Naruto supported him. Sakura had no choice but to agree. Having moved on another side river, shinobi and customer walked by path the side houses bridge builder. All of a sudden Naruto noticed 8 noticeable movement v bushes and he threw his kunai, but missed and a white rabbit jumped out of the bushes. White rabbit? In such that time of the year? Surprised Kakashi. No, made it in time. They something more say how Naruto and Kakashi heard whistle. Get down! Shouted they. The unison Kakashi dropped Tazuna and Sakura. Naruto and Sasuke managed to fall themselves. A huge sword was stuck into a tree, and on its hilt a shinobi with the protector of the hidden mist appeared. His face was in bandages, his skin was pale. Yes, myself copying Ninja Konoha. Give it back to me, old man, and I'll leave it. You are alive, he said. Zabuza Momochi, renegade ninja a rank that you need to? Asked Kakashi. I already or said give it back to me, old man, or to me have to you everyone kill. Said renegade to him. Started bother this. You hired Gato? Do you think we'll just give you Tazuna? Hatake prepared for battle. Once so, that means have to break through path to old man through you. Momochi jumped off with handles and pulling out swords sent his on shinobi Konoha. Protect customer, this enemy not for you, said Kakashi and picked up the bandage under which there was a Sharingan. Whereat you Sharingan? Sasuke noticed improved genome his clan and was shocked. Let's I then all I'll tell you, and now become on protection Tazuna, ordered Kakashi. Naruto created 3 clones and placed them next to his teammates, and he stood next to Kakashi, unsealing his scythe. Naruto! Ior said protect customer, shouted Kakashi. I'll leave it you, Kakashi sensei, me needed experience, and only v real battle I can his get. Naruto replied and stood up. Exo, then not climb on trouble, and look behind him carefully, perhaps at him there is a couple aces v sleeve, gave up Kakashi. Naruto nodded and prepared to battle. He understood what Zabuza not that enemy with which he maybe now they will face each other alone, but together with Kakashi they will be able to defeat him. Suddenly Momochi made several seals and said Ninpo, Jutsu cover-ups v fog. On clearing lay down thick fog what not gave discerned something further distance elongated hands. All of a sudden Naruto and felt chakra behind him, and he swung his scythe. It was a water clone of the renegade and Naruto managed to cut it in half. Not bad boy, was heard voice swordsman from fog, and v that or give me a sec. Naruto had to block vertical hit sword and Naruto could not hold such a huge thing for long. Turning his attention to Kakashi, Uzumaki realized that he had already entered into battle with the original, which means that another clone was attacking Naruto right now. The clone jumped away from Naruto and disappeared into the fog again. Naruto concentrated on using his sensory abilities to sense the approaching enemy, and it worked. The next second Naruto himself launched a vertical strike and cut the clone into 2 parts. But then he saw that Kakashi was imprisoned in a water prison, which was held by the original renegade. Not such really you and strong, Kakashi, grinned Zabuza. Naruto! Run from here! Shouted Kakashi. Neither behind what? I'll give it up his comrade. The answer shouted Naruto and got it. Can I very in vain boy, then you all here you will die. Said Mwet and sent the clone again. But Naruto dodged from attacks clone and threw kunai v side Zabuza, the one certainly without problems dodged. But when he wanted to laugh he heard behind thunder and edge eyes notice gold flash. Renegade had to urgently remove the hand with which he was not holding the water prison, otherwise the blow would simply cut off his hand at the elbow. Next to Kakashi, who was coughing up water, stood a blond man with a scythe in one hand and a thrown kunai in the other. Hiratian? I unlike this age owns such technology, very rare. What's your name, little guy? Zabuza asked. Naruto Uzumaki, son Yellow Lightning Konoha. Introduced himself blond. Now it's clear where you know this technique. I encountered with yours father and lost. But he left me alive and now I looks like he met his offspring. The renegade of the mist grinned. I not such kind how father, said Naruto. Naruto, next I myself. Woke up Kakashi and got up before Zabuza. Zabuza became fold series seals, but he noticed what Kakashi repeats all his actions and he decided to extend the series of seals, Suetun, Water Dragon Jutsu. After these words from both shinobi flew away huge dragons from water. But the dragon Kakashi turned out to be more powerful and absorbing technique. Zabuza thrown back Togo on some meters directly v tree trunk. Kakashi approached him with a kunai at the ready. This is yours the end, Zabuza Momochi, said Kakashi and already was ready cutthroat shinobi. But all of a sudden v-neck Zabuza stuck 2 needles or how called shinobi, saboys. Kakashi looking at left and saw Anbu Tiumana. Thank you shinobi Konoha, I enough for a long time I'm tracking given renegade, said Anbu. Kakashi came up to body Zabuza and probed pulse, his knot was. Anbu jumped off with tree and came up to body Momochi and picking up his together with sword disappeared. Once we here finished, need it leave, said Kakashi, but Sharp fell on land and lost consciousness. Kakashi-sensei ran up to him. Troika Genin Naruto examined Jounin and exhaled. All okay, simple chakra depletion, him just need to relax. Naruto said relieved. My house not far, we'll take it his there, said Tazuna. Kakashi woke up the spacious light room, on soft beds looking around, he saw Naruto what sat near beds and read book Naruto. How many hours you sleeping? Kakashi asked. A little more 10 hours, we now be home to Zuna's. Kakashi-sensei, Zabuza dead? Asked Naruto. Quicker total no. This moment came in Sakura and Sasuke. With what you so decided? Asked Sasuke. Saban not that weapon with the help of which they kill, but to knock them out calmly, and if you hit the right points then you can remove the pulse so that everything is believable. Kakashi replied. What we will do? Asked Naruto. On recovery Zabuza will be needed approximately a week. Until this we will train for a while, and also take turns guarding the builders on the bridge. Since Naruto already knows how to control his chakra at a good level, I will train Sasuke and Sakura, and Naruto will go to the bridge. Hatake told the plan. Agree. Nodded Naruto. B2 others Genin not found objections. It's late at night. Naruto came out from houses to breathe fresh by air. Having found river he sat down on shore and threw head back. All of a sudden he felt near chakra and Sharp pulling out kunai sent his V-source chakra. While looking there he saw a long-haired guy with black hair. Who's such? Asked Naruto. I just collecting herbs for his friend and not was going to harm you. Began make excuses he. Naruto drilled his glance more minutes and after removed the kunai. Not a little late weather for get-togethers? Asked boy. You which difference? Just interesting. I Haku. Introduced himself he. I Naruto, nice. Nodded blonde. So why you here so late? Just wanted relax. Naruto answered throwing his hands behind his head and leaning his elbows on a tree. You shinobi? He suddenly asked. Lost in thought, he decided answer, yes. You and himself there is chakra, isn't it? I not right? Have but I not I can to her use. Too unfortunately I have to leave, thanks for talking, Naruto-san. Haku nodded slightly and left. Kurama, did you notice? Naruto asked. What is this Anbu who took Momochi? Yes, I noticed, and now I'm thinking, why didn't you kill him or detain him? Kurama asked a question. Yes, not interesting, Naruto smiled. I want to fight them to the fullest. To which Kurama replied, You're still strange, Naruto. He chuckled and went to bed. Naruto smiled and continued observe behind night sky. All of a sudden left eye began a little tingle but Naruto not paid because of this attention, all his thoughts were occupied by his parents. Would they be proud of their son? But then the answer came unexpectedly. Of course you were proud. When your mother found out that she was pregnant, she did everything so that you would be born a healthy and strong child. She even agreed with me that I would not let my chakra near you, because my chakra would have been for that moment you like poison and your SCH could simply be destroyed. He suddenly said. And yet I would like to hear it from them. I am glad that I have a friend like you, Kurama. Uzumaki smiled. I know you better go to bed, you're going to the bridge tomorrow, don't forget. Kurama said. Naruto nodded and standing up with Herb's Let's Go V house. I again start prick. What's happening to my vision? Naruto asked. I can't say, I scanned your body and everything is fine, just like with the chakra in your eyes, I think it will pass soon. The fox reassured him. Naruto nodded and lay down on bed and threw a couple minutes asleep. On next morning Naruto awoke and after water procedures went down on the first floor where there was already breakfast for everyone. Tsunami, daughter Tazuni, with warmth accepted their V-mine houses here. Inari, grandson customer, was dissatisfied and angry when Kakashi spoke. Oh, training which sense from yours workouts? Gado all equals you will kill. He not resisted and shouted at the table. Naruto looked on him and swallowed food, said, We shinobi, and our task protect yours grandfather, and even if myself Gado will come on bridge we will kill his. Yes, what do you know, O Gado? My father had tried and what? Although what you say you have a family that loves you, and you live happily and don't manage. Inari negotiate how his raised behind collar, and was he raised above floor you say not can understand? I with birth I live the circle hatred and kudos. My parents gave away my life for a village that hates me and wants to kill me. You have a mother and grandfather who love and care for you, but I have no one. So don't you dare open your mouth about your normal life when you don't know how I live. Naruto shouted at him and let him go, and he left the house. In vain you asked his behind alive. And next once think how say you this same concerns. Said Kakashi looking on Genin past already a week and attacked so and not was. On this once on bridge went Sasuke, Kakashi and with Akura, Naruto stayed home just in case. Naruto decided go on lake for improvements, control chakras at fight on water with oblique, so at battle with Zabuza to him was difficult, control chakra and attentively track behind enemy. That's why he stripped off my dress and standing on the water, he began to fight an imaginary enemy with the help of his scythe. Be this time V house Tazuni burst in two bandits. And wanted grab Tsunami, but and had tried interfere Inari. Give it back my mom! Shouted boy. Back off small! Said one of the bandits and pushed Inari away. But all of a sudden second bandit fell on floor without consciousness, first turned around and saw Naruto, which knocked out his partner. Oh you bastard! Shouted he and swung on Naruto. But that V1 moment took away frame and caused Dar kneed him in the chest and broke the bandit's chest. Having freed Tsunami, he approached Inari. You well done what not scared and defended my mom, and now I must go help his friends. Grinned Naruto and ran out from houses. On bridge already in all was walking Big U. Kakashi again clashed in battle with Zabuza, Sasuke with Anbu with the ice genome, and Sakura defended Tazuna. It was difficult for Sasuke to fight against Haku with such a genome. The enemy was about to finish off the Uchiha, when suddenly the ice needles that were aimed did not hit the target, as the Uchiha disappeared from the trajectory of the needles. The Uchiha appeared leaning on Naruto in a golden flash. You how, Sasuke? Asked Naruto. You in time, Yujiro Tunkachi. Smiled Sasuke. Well, how always who our enemy? Asked Naruto. That Anbu who took Zabuza, he has the ice genome. Sasuke said and prepared to attack. Rare genome means we'll fight these seriously. Said Naruto and printed it out, braids spinning it in his hands. He stood up. This to you not will help. Calmly said Haku. Suddenly he folded some seals and around Uzumaki and ice mirrors appeared for the Uchiha. In all the mirrors only the Anbu himself was visible. Sasuke, back to back! Shouted Naruto and Sasuke nodded. Get up to friend with your back. They became weight. An instant Oka from one mirrors flew away needles directly v Naruto and that became their reflect with his scythe. but still several needles hit Naruto. But this is not fatal, their Kurama began to heal them immediately. After a few more seconds the needles flew at Sasuke, but he began to fight them off with a kunai using a Sharingan with 2 tomo which he awakened. So they fought back until Naruto noticed something. Sasuke, him attacks become slower means how longer he uses this technique those more chakras he will spend and his will become easier win, expressed Naruto. I say I noticed that it is necessary more a little and hold on. The Uchiha nodded. At one point, several needles again flew at Uzumaki and he tried to fight them off, but one of the needles hit the hand with the scythe and knocked the weapon out of his hands. Noticing this, the NBU again launched a little more than 20 ice needles and they almost hit Naruto, but suddenly Sasuke stood in front of him. All the needles hit the target. Naruto looked at this and couldn't believe his eyes. For what? Sasuke? Whispered Naruto. Body itself moved, not dare die, Yujira Tunkachi. You must his win, said Sasuke and fell to the ground. Naruto, seeing how his teammate fell on land all studded needles, started get angry, and rage took possession Uzumaki. Pain in everyone his body the instant passed and here left I became get sick and Naruto felt incredible tide power, left Naruto's eye turned purple, and a very beautiful and complex pattern appeared in the center, which at first blinked several colors, and then became bright scarlet. Naruto didn't know what was happening, but he had to kill Haku. Rising, he unknowingly poured chakra into his left eyes and the pattern began to glow and all the mirrors were destroyed in an instant. Haku didn't even understand what happened when Naruto appeared in front of him with a fist that hit the mask. Before the false Anbu had time to come to his senses, he received another hail of blows to his ribs and chest. A second later he felt as if he was being strangled, but there was no one nearby. He grabbed by the throat and saw Naruto looking at him with such hatred that his left eyes literally burned scarlet. Naruto ran up to Haku with the created Rasengan and hit him in the mask. Mask crashed showing face Haku. Naruto! Enough! You don't control yourself! Kurama shouted in Naruto's subconscious. Naruto has stopped and looked on Haku. Why? Why you me not finished off? Hoarsely asked Haku. I not such how you, me not I killed just. Naruto said and the eye glowed again, after which Haku passed out. Kurama? What happened with me? Naruto asked. Congratulations, partner, you have awakened the Eye of the Foundation. Kurama said nostalgically. Eye of the Foundation? What is this? Naruto asked. Come on later, Kakashi needs help there. Kurama shouted. Naruto looked beside Kakashi and saw what Zabuza swung on Togo's sword, but Naruto fast stripped off Fuin print on feet and on all accessible speed turned out to be behind with your back Zabuza and swung oblique which he attracted with the help of his new eye. A moment later, the scythe blade was in the middle of the apostate's chest, the sword fell from his hands, and he coughed up blood. Looking down he saw a black blade. Naruto pulled out the blades and Zabuza fell to his knees, and then died completely. Both Kakashi and Naruto were breathing heavily and were happy that this fight was finally over. Naruto, what at you with I? Asked Kakashi depending on incomprehensible dojutsu. By myself not I know, but us right now not before this, said Naruto and turned around. Kakashi Naruto looked in the same direction and saw a whole crowd of bandits, led by a dwarf in dark glasses, standing behind the fog. Vile shinobi Konoha. This blunt swordsman with his partner not Smog even kills some children. Well, nothing, right now I'll get rid of it from you and then I'll blow up this damn bridge. Gato said in a nasty voice. Kakashi is a sensei, apparently us have to again get dirty hands. Said Naruto twisting braid. Sure? I and myself can cope with. Asked Kakashi. We both I'm tired want hurry up all finish. Naruto answered. Kakashi nodded and took out a kunai. The two shinobi did not hesitate and rushed towards the crowd of ordinary bandits. The bandits still don't understand who they've contacted. Shinobi flew in the crowd and become kill one opponent behind to others. Every swing blonde was like a dance movement, no one could escape the blow. Kakashi also did not spare his opponents and his kunai cut one throat after another, Uzumaki and Hatake did not need words. If one enemy managed to dodge the shinobi's blow, then the second ninja finished him off finally. Uzumaki knew I helped the blonde a lot. He read every move of his opponents in a split second before cutting off the next bandit's head. With the help of his eye, he twisted the necks of several bandits simply by wanting it. 2 bandits grabbed their chests in the heart area and fell under Naruto's gaze. Via some minutes all bandits were killed as well was Gato killed and lying around on earth with cut throat with braids. Uzumaki was dripping blood. All his cloak was blood. But he not worried, so how already in about 20 minutes it will be clean again. He did not feel joy or sadness that he had just killed more than 15 people. He understood that such is the life of a shinobi. The entire path of a shinobi to the post of Kage was littered with corpses and rivers of blood were shed. And if Naruto wants to become Hokage and not disgrace the name of his parents, he was to learn to keep his emotions under control, and therefore now he did not express emotions while looking at the corpses and wiping his scythe. The left eye hurt and the dojutsu turned off, leaving the pupil itself purple. Now he looks more like his parents. One eye is blue like his father, the other is purple like his mother, and it looked very beautiful. Let's go, Naruto, let's go. Necessary, relax, and tomorrow we will come back v Konoha, said Kakashi, box hand on shoulder Uzumaki. Naruto only inhaled and together with Kakashi, who took Sasuke in his arms and Sakura, disappeared in a golden flash. Already lying down on beds, Naruto appealed to Kurama, so what is this eye? He asked. I don't know much about him, but I know that these eyes are stronger than all the dojutsu in the world. Even the eyes of the Sage of Six Paths are not strong enough to compare with the eye of the Foundation. As far as I know, it can only be awakened by the reincarnation of Asura Otsutsuki, the only daughter of the Sage of Six Paths, but in the entire history there was only one case. And that owner simply died at the hands of Madara and the eye was destroyed. Asura was the direct ancestor of the Uzumaki clan, and also your great-great-great-grandmother since you are from the main family, and also then as Shina Uzumaki of Kushina's grandfather. Apparently you are the reincarnation of Asura, although I thought you were the reincarnation of Ashura, the son of the Sage of the Six Paths, he said. And what abilities does this eye have? There are many of them. For starters, you can lift objects and people just by looking at them. You can also stop a person's heart, destroy any object at the molecular level. Genjutsu are useless. You can see the enemy's trajectory like a Sharingan. You also have the ability to impose very strong genjutsu yourself. But there is one ability which Asura almost did not use. Monarch poison is the strongest poison that corrodes the soul. A person dies along with the soul and cannot be resurrected. Even with the help of Edo Tensei, there is some other mode, but I don't know anything about it. Told everything that Kurama knows. Very good, but are there any disadvantages? Naruto asked, and Kurama said, grinning, knowing what he would say in response. That's the point, it's not there, except that you need to practice holding it longer and using your abilities. And the downside is that there's a lot of chakra consumption. Did you think it would be that simple? Kurama said. Clearly, that means I'll have to take on him as well, and fell into Naruto's side.